So the numbers are steady now. So welcome again to today's webinar, Designing Your Sustainable Business Success, Profitability by Design, Time Management. My name is Veronica Lopez. I'm a business counselor manager, and I oversee the City of Los Angeles BusinessSource Center for the Pico-Union Westlake Downtown LA region. It's a mouthful. And today's webinar, we have our guest speaker, Larna Whitaker. Larna has been with us for, I would say, probably going now over 5 years. She's a small business consultant and owner of Business Beyond the Shoebox. Before we get started, just a light housekeeping, and then we'll just brief introduction about PACE for those of you who are new to PACE. So for housekeeping, everyone is in the webinar settings, so everyone's listening mode. There will be an opportunity for you to raise your hand. We try to keep that until the end of the presentation, but you're welcome to enter your questions in the Q&A box or the chat box. We will have a Q&A session at the end, just depending on time, either 10 or 15 minutes. Today's webinar is being recorded. It is available on the e-library, and we encourage all of you to enter the survey that's pops up at the end of today's webinar. And also, if you like to give some good feedback to Larna, it gives her an opportunity to also read the feedback. With that, the Business Development Center is here to serve your business. We help businesses since 1993 to advance the wealth of our communities by giving individuals the tools to develop sustainable businesses, manage their personal and business finances successfully. And we are designated as a TA provider by both the City of Los Angeles, both for the Pico-Union, Westlake area, and the Hollywood region. We are an SBA Women's Business Center, and we are, through the Governor's Office, GoBiz, a technical service provider. For lending, we have a for-profit arm called Pace Finance Corporation. We have a community development finance institution, which are very important. They help fill the gap between what the financial institutions, such as banks and credit unions, are able to provide. They're also to help startups and also operating businesses who might be in, starting or have a gap or need working capital. We are an SBA lender, and we also a CalCap access lender, and we are also an iBank lender. I know that recently there's been changes with the SBA where people who are residents are no longer eligible for SBA loans. And one of our partners, which is iBank, allows for that type of lending. So yeah, it's just another opportunity for people to continue to have access to capital. More about PACE. So we offer a one-on-one consultation, our entrepreneur training programs, like our flagship program. You have an opportunity to take your business from startup to launch in its in-person training. We offer it twice a year. We encourage for you to apply. I can send you the flyer if you're interested in learning more about that training. Of course, we offer online training and some in-person training. Like I mentioned, we offer Pace Finance Corporation, but we also package the loans for either financial institutions, other CDFIs. And lastly, and very important, we have a workforce center to the City of Los Angeles that helps provide an incentive to hire employees that helps offset the cost of hiring that employee by paying for the on-the-job training. And it can be 3 months and even extended up to 6 months if you're interested in that program. And next, our next training, that would be part 4, would be on Tuesday, May 12th. So we encourage you to come back and to, complete your training as part of this series. And then tomorrow, our legal partners, Bitsadec, will be continuing their training as well. So the Small Business Compliance and Legal Foundation series, tomorrow's topic is intellectual property basics for small business owners. You can scan the QR code there. And now, much further ado, I would like to hand over the presentation to Larna Whitaker, our guest speaker for today.
Good morning, everyone. It looks like my slide deck is not up yet. Let me do it again. So there we go. Slide deck. There we go. There we go. All right. So Veronica, you can confirm that you can see it and you can hear it and that we're all ready to go. So awesome. So Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today. It's nice to see such good attendance. This is one of the parts of the profitability by design. The bottom line is, folks, if you're not profitable, you have a hobby, not a business, and the IRS will treat it like that, and you will not get any of the benefit of the deduction. So you got a few years where you can get by with not being so profitable, but really you're in business to make money, to be profitable. So we are going to be talking about those things. I do a lot of financial presentations. This one is on time management today. So I'm going to give you a slight disclaimer, a little bit of information. I'm a small business consultant, I'm a financial strategist, and I'm a skills trainer. I'm an educator. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA or a licensed tax professional. I cannot and do not give legal advice. However, that can be a big conversation what business owners need to know. So I teach fundamentals around that. And I love sharing the proven techniques and strategies and skills that you guys all need to create businesses that are sustainable. And one of those is going to be time management. None of us is born knowing this stuff. And it's time that business owners had that financial and business skills necessary for creating profitable, well-run businesses. And it's my real joy to be able to do this for you today. So a little bit about me. Savvy entrepreneurs make more money, bottom line. And I'm here to show you how to manage your money so that it's easier and more efficient and takes less time. With more time, we get to have a life we love doing what we love. And it takes more than ambition and hard work for us to achieve our goals. You need know-how. And some of today's tips are really powerful, really powerful. They're simple, which makes them even more powerful, makes them effective and efficient. Using systems that don't work doesn't work for anyone. Since you'll have a copy of this recording, I just want you to, I'll just go through this briefly. I tripled my business income my second year in business, just by simply looking at it a little bit more closely. And I have worked with hundreds of clients to help them create financial stability and extraordinary growth. I've worked with mom and pops, local startups, and international contenders. So, and I have been the leader of more than 600 in-person and online workshops. So my intention is to inspire you to take the leap. And you're going to know a little bit more about that by the time we're done today. An absolute axiom. This is a statement. Clarity, focus, and action are the trifecta for getting the results you seek. And we're going to talk today about how to do each of those kinds of things. Time is finite, money is not. So our content today is first things first, getting stuff done, time management, and turn less into more. First things first. So you've all heard this. I know absolutely. Well, I got to get all my ducks in the row. I gotta make a list of all my to-dos. I need all of this stuff. Okay. But do you need to get all of your ducks in a row? You don't, because you can only focus on one duck at a time. So identifying 2 or 3 or even 5 ducks is perfect because you can only focus on one at a time. Why is focus important? Well, it increases effectiveness, efficiency, and results. It minimizes distractions and allows you to get more things done. There's a funny thing about getting things done. Getting things done allows you to feel accomplished, and it actually empowers you to do more. Okay, success really fuels our fire. Focus will reduce stress and help you to more easily see the start, middle, and end. It'll keep you on track with your goals and next steps, and it maximizes your potential and enhances your experience, not only with your ducks, okay, but with your lives. These skills that I'm teaching today about time management are both on the business side and on the personal side. Some of this work comes out of a book by the Covey Group, actually called First Things First. It's about how we learn to focus and take action on the things that are important to us. So how do we go about getting stuff done? Well, I happen to use the frog as kind of an emblem and a symbol for a lot of the things that I do. Okay. It's funny, and it allows us to really embrace some of the hard things in a more humorous, whimsical kind of a way. So frogs represent transformation, forward movement, abundance, and adaptability. Business owners have these skills in spades. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Frogs don't overthink. They leap. That doesn't mean they're not informed. Okay. They use their intuition. They check and test the waters for alligators, but then they leap anyway. This is a playful reminder that growth does not require perfection. It just requires the courage to leap. So what is a frog? So a frog is a financially relevant opportunity for growth. My own little an acronym for this, okay? So what I find is that business owners suffer from procrastination, they suffer from overwhelm, they suffer from uncertainty, okay? Because they've taken a lot onto their plate, and a lot of it they may not have the experience yet to do. And I do mean yet, because believe me, you're going to learn lots and lots of things as you work within your business. Here's something I learned a long time ago. A frog is something that it's anything that you're resisting doing that's related to your financial health. If you don't do it, though, who will? So we really want to embrace the philosophy of eating the frog, which is, doing that thing that we're resisting doing. Do that hard thing first. This is part of my signature system. I have used it for years and years and years, and my clients have also used it. It's simple, it's straightforward. You can learn to write it down in the beginning. However, pretty soon you will just be functioning in these three categories: the have to, the need to, and the want to. Have tos are priority matters, things that have a certain urgency surrounding them. You know you need to do them. Now, a lot of your have tos you may be resisting. That makes them a frog. Do them anyway. So better yet, do them first. Do them first thing in the morning or first thing after lunch. Do them first. Plan for getting them done. They will make you feel better. They'll empower you for the rest of your day. It's just a really amazing thing, because now you've got it done. You can get it off your mind. You can move on to something else. So I recommend people not to choose more than about 2 or 3 have tos every day. Okay? Because otherwise you will overwhelm. Need to. Need tos are less urgent or bigger projects. A bigger project is, you may have heard it, it's called How Do You Eat an Elephant? Well, one bite at a time. If you have a bigger project that you just don't have the time to work on for the entire day or 3 or 4 days, take a piece of it. Work on a little bit of it every single day. So 1 or 2 a day are fine on your need tos. If they take less time, just do more of them. The thing is to find a way to get a balance and a rhythm for dealing with your time management so that you move forward. Want tos. Now, no less than 1 want to a day. To have a life you love, you should be doing something every single day that fuels your soul or makes you happy or brings you joy. You should be doing at least one thing a day. Plan for it until it's a habit. If lunch is your thing, make lunch happen. If breakfast is your thing, coffee in the morning and a bagel or a croissant or a piece of toast, make it happen. If having relationships with people that you care about and you want to spend more time with, make it happen. Plan for it. Make that phone call, make that text. Do what it takes to have at least one want to a day. Otherwise, why are you in business? It certainly is a part of it is about making money, but it's also about having a life you love, doing what you love. So do not skip on your want to. So a few have tos a day, some need tos, and at least one want to a day. And you will pretty soon find out that you're enjoying your day and the use of your time more. And ultimately, this is what we want to achieve. This is actually an image that I created for a girlfriend of mine. She was getting ready for vacation. I don't know how many of you have found that you seem to do 3 times the work in the week before you take vacation because there's just so much to do. And she was overwhelmed. She had all this stuff on her plate, but this is how she looked at the end of the day because she's been practicing the frog method for a long time. So she found at the end of the day that she had a whole bunch of frogs done and she had a few left to do and she was in good shape and she left on time the following morning. Yes, she did work until 8 o'clock that night. However, she was happy to do so because everything got done. So let's talk about some skills for time management. Okay. This is an important concept here. Okay. People go, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. Well, there's a place where there's good stress. Eustress is kind of at the middle of this dial, okay? It's in that green, soft orange area. That's eustress. That means good stress. If you're way over in the yellow, you're comatose. You don't have enough keeping you interested and going and getting you up in the morning and challenging you a little bit because as humans, we just do better with a little challenge. However, overwhelm is when we have too much stress and too much overwhelm, and you have a whole lot of things coming at you all at once. Acknowledge that you have a lot of things coming at you all at once. Be careful of saying, oh, I have too much. I have too much. That implies that you're not going to handle it, that something's going to fail. Really embrace that you have a lot. I like being busy. I know lots of people that like being busy. They may say that they have a lot on their plate, and they do. You should have a lot on your plate, except when you're on vacation, you should have some fun. The thing is that if you live in the have to, need to, want to categories, you're going to find that that overwhelm is going to be diminished because overwhelms are typically have tos that have piled up because you haven't done them. So eat the frog. When you set the stage in the first hour of your day, it will empower you for the rest of your day. It's an emotional burst that you get from getting things done. And if you think about it, you'll know that you have experienced it over and over. The sense of relief, the sense of accomplishment because you got something done. Take on those challenges. Get them done in the first hour of your day. If you don't like answering emails, do emails for an hour. Okay. If you don't like making phone calls, do phone calls for an hour. If you don't like doing your invoices, do invoicing for an hour. If you don't like looking at your numbers in your books, do that in the first hour or the first 15 minutes of your day. Spend some time doing those things that you resist because now they're going to make you feel better because you got them done. Okay. And I didn't learn some of this stuff until 20, 25 years ago. So some of the techniques and tools that you can use to actually create some time management is use your calendar or a scheduling app. I put lots and lots of things, reminders to do certain things, things that get things done with plenty of time, give me some wiggle room if it's a bigger project so that it's done on time. I don't have to be anxious about it. So my calendar and my scheduling app are really powerful tools for helping me to stay on track of getting things done, whether it's a bigger, project of several hours or days even, or just 15 or 20 minutes or an hour. Okay. Set alarms and appointments for your work, for your breaks. Stay hydrated. Very important to take care of yourself, to eat and stay hydrated. Okay. Maybe you need to have a check email time during an email time. Okay. And maybe that's the first hour in your morning. Maybe it's right after lunch. Okay. Maybe you do it in the evening and make a few responses or something like that. However, you want your answers to be short and quick and move on. And when the email is done, archive it and go away from it because You don't need to reread these a bazillion times. The thing is email can really interrupt your day and derail you from paying attention to other things. So if you're worried about an email, check them first thing in the morning, check them right after lunch. Have some specific times in the day where you'll jump in and answer a few emails, and keep your responses short, as short as possible. A few sentences is fine. Don't spend a lot of time answering emails unless that's part of what your business is. Okay, you really want to manage your emails because they will just eat you up otherwise. Block out your time based on the size of the task. Okay, it's always said that the first 90% of the job takes 90% of the time, and the remaining 10% of the job also takes 90% of the time. So try to be realistic about how you're blocking out your time. And it's fine to run over as long as you don't run several hours over, because other things get pushed and out of the way, and that causes a stress. Okay. Some people really enjoy creating theme days, a financial day, a marketing day, a sales phone call day, whatever. Create some theme days. Create some theme hours or something where, again, it's on your alarm and it sets off. And oh, I've got to set things aside. I've promised myself to make some phone calls, return some emails. I'm going to do that at this time of the day. Okay. Have a marketing calendar. That helps to remove uncertainty. When will I do the emails? When will I do social posts? When am I going to do certain things? Um, Marketing is different than sales. Marketing is kind of getting the word out about you. Have a sales protocol. If you've got a lot of customers that you want to follow up with, have a really good sales protocol. Had a client that they were thinking of selling the business. I was looking at their financial health, and I asked them why they really wanted to sell their business, because they had almost $1 million in bids outstanding, and they were able to turn about 25% of them every year with their really specialized sales calendar, a process by which they took in and did the bid, and then they followed up, and then they followed up again, and then they followed up again. And within about 3, sometimes 6 months, they had converted these big bids into sales. And it was a specific process that they used. It was really amazing. They decided not to sell the business. Have a financial calendar. This is really a big one. You should be looking at your numbers no less than once a month. You should be paying your bills. They should be in the system so that you know when they're due, so you don't have to worry about them, that you can check on them quickly. Check your financial health real quick on Monday morning or Wednesday morning. It doesn't matter, maybe once a week. Just kind of check to see how your bank account is doing. Is there anything that you should know, anything that is a have to that needs your attention, or a need to that you need to kind of schedule for another day or something? Have a financial calendar so that you don't have to worry about getting things paid on time and getting things done on time.
Lorna, we have a question.
Yes.
This is regarding, I guess, managing others. So, one attendee asked, I have been inundated with vendors wanting to sell me something. How do I deal with this?
Well, I love the question. I love the question. So the thing is that there's a certain amount of curiosity on our part of whether that vendor is going to actually deliver us something that is useful, that is something that we need. The vendor's job, of course, is to make you a customer, to sell you on something. So the more that you understand about what your business needs, and we're actually going to get into that in just a minute. So it's a great question and timely, is that we have to decide whether it's useful for us. It's fine to say no. If you don't think that it's something that you need now, then say, no, I don't need this now. And if you feel like maybe they should check back in with you, say, follow up with me in 3 months, or follow up with me in 6 months, or, it's fine. Put me on your calendar for next year because my business is not at that level yet. You can always reach back out to them if you later think, oh, I remember this vendor reached out to me and it did seem like something that I would be interested in. Your financial health is going to be determined by having good services and not spending on services that you don't need currently. So it's a great question. You're not obligated to respond to any vendor that is not a fit for you. It's people feel like, oh, I'm being impolite. You're not. You're not being impolite. You're saying, I don't need this now. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. And it's fine for you to do that. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So great question.
And someone missed, what is the G in frog?
Growth, growth,
Thank you.
financial opportunities for growth. Financially relevant opportunities for growth. So anything related to your business to help your business grow. And let me talk a little bit about growth. People go, I don't want to grow my business. I'm already so busy, I can't hardly stand it. Okay, well, wait a minute. If you don't grow your business, you're falling behind. And because growth implies that you're making more sales. Growth implies that your profitability is going up. Well, everybody knows that costs go up. If your revenue and net profits are not going up, you're falling behind. Industry grows about 7 to 10% a year. If your business is not growing at the same rate or better, which I like people to work towards a 15% or 25% growth rate, okay, you're slipping behind. So always remember that the things that you do, phone calls on sales, invoicing, checking your financials, following up with your customers, hiring new employees, all of those things take time, and they're all related to growing your business. So thank you for the opportunity to answer that question. Okay, prioritize tasks. You know this. This is not new. Set deadlines. It's really great. When is it due? When will I get it done? Okay. Avoid distractions. If you need to turn off your phone, I don't actually turn mine off. I might look to see who's calling. I get a lot of spam calls. I bet you do too. So, and take breaks. Be sure to take breaks. Get something to drink, get something to snack on or something like this. You're burning a lot of fuel running your business. Don't neglect your personal physical health. Okay. And in prioritizing tasks, think in the terms of have to, need to, want to. What is the level of urgency? When will I get it done? Okay. And then focus on it. So kind of alluded to some of these things, and we're going to do a little more here. So ask yourself, what is the source of how I feel? What am I struggling with? Is it related to my financial or physical health? Okay, that's a clarity piece. Financial or physical health. Okay, is it related to my business or personal relationships? Okay, all right, important. Okay, do I need to learn something? Do I need some skills development? Does everything is harder for me to do, or something I really seem to be missing? What maybe it's something I need to learn how to do. Okay, hire somebody to teach you how to do it. Spend a little time. Okay, these 1-hour workshop schedules are really great for getting some new skills and finding out where you may have gaps and where you need to shore up your skill sets. Okay, and giving back. And giving back is that, it's an important component for us as human beings. So how are we going to give back? And if you're spending too much time in that quadrant, well, then you need to reassess. But if you're not doing anything in the giving back area, you say, how can I do that? Well, how can I make a difference for others? Because you're going to find a lot of joy sitting in that particular area. So this is my own little slide. I had a little fun creating these slides using my frogs and ChatGPT. I had a great fun the other day. So cause, you'll see this word spells cause. We cause everything. It is our intention. It is our energy. It is what we do that causes our future. And all futures are created. So how does that actually work for us? Clarity. This came up at a workshop that I did years and years and years ago. And I said, what was bothering people? Go, I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain. I don't know what's wrong. Something's wrong, but I don't know what's wrong. And I say, well, you know what? I'll bet you do. So let me ask you a question. What would you like to do? What are you concerned about or struggling with? And they always know. Every business owner I have ever met who have said, I'm uncertain, they actually know exactly what's bothering them. Things that are undone, things they want to do better. They absolutely know. Well, then action. If, what will you do to cause the kinds of results that you desire? If you need to learn something, what do you need to learn? Find somebody to help you. So action, clarity, and action, and then upgrade. The upgrade is that piece where I find that some business owners are lacking a skill set that would help them. So, what new skills or equipment or help do you lack? What is it that would help you to move forward? So, sometimes that when you hit the upgrade, you need to learn something or you need some more equipment and you need to learn more about what equipment it'll do. You're right back up at clarity. Oh, that's actually what's in the way, that I don't have this skill set. Okay, now I have the clarity piece. What will I do about it? That's the action piece. And then we move into structure. Structure is the when will you do what's necessary to move forward? That's your calendar. That's planning. That's strategy. Okay. When will you do it? What is your commitment to yourself and to your future and to your business? When will you do it? Now, it's fine if it's kind of a soft date. All right. Oh, I'll do it first thing in the morning. Well, you're probably talking about a frog. You're probably talking about a have to item. Maybe it's a need to item. Maybe I can bump it to Thursday or Friday. I'll put it on my calendar for 1 o'clock. If something comes up, I know that I can push it a little bit. But you have to keep it on your calendar, and you can only push it so far because need to things become have to things if they're ignored or pushed to the background. Okay, they typically become have tos, and some of them can become very, very urgent. And then what I find is that people are dealing with a lot of emotional conversations. Okay, so what do you believe about what's possible for you? And you're going to feel it. You're going to hear that little voice in your head. Okay, it's fine to acknowledge that you feel that way. However, we move back into have to, need to, want to, clarity, action, focus. We just get in and get it done. Okay. Don't resist stuff. You will learn so much stuff about yourself and about what you're doing when you begin to move forward. So, to have a life you love, the Covey group said and found that they were working with a lot of people that had learned how to do things. They were more efficient, they were more productive, they were getting stuff done, but they weren't all that happy. And they went back to them and they said, well, okay, let's find out who is happy and why they're happy. And they found out that people were happiest when they were well balanced in all of these 5 areas. Okay, their physical health, their financial health, giving back, learning, and relationships. Now, this is true for you as an individual. It's also true for you as a business. Okay, so your physical health is more on the personal side, but the financial health is both on the personal and business side. Okay. Relationships, those are business relationships and those are personal relationships. You want to be sure that you're in balance. You're going to feel it when you're out of balance. And this is why I talk with the clarity piece. If we go, okay, something doesn't feel right here, something seems wrong, look at this model and say, okay, where is it that I feel out of balance? Physical, financial, relationships, giving back, or learning. Now, my daughter went back and got her master's degree. Okay. Learning became a really big part of her life. Her financial health took a bit of a hit, as did her relationships. But it was for a short period of time. And everybody understood that she was going back to school. This was an important thing for her. And other people stepped in and provided support, both from the financial side and from the relationship side. Okay. The giving back and the physical health were, neither one of them were impacted by her going back to school. So this allows you to get that clarity. Okay. When in doubt, you go, well, I'm uncertain. I don't know how to figure it out. Well, you're going to look. Is it a have to, a need to, or a want to? Okay. Is it a frog? Am I resisting it? Okay. And what of these 5 areas am I really not very happy with what's going on. And then you work to achieve balance. And this will help you find those areas to ask the questions to get you some clarity so that you can take action and focus. Clarity, focus, and action not only make us more efficient, more effective, and drive results, they fuel momentum and they block overwhelm. If you hear yourself saying, I'm overwhelmed, I have too much to do, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out, well, then find out what's causing it and do something about it. I cannot stress it enough. Take action. What's bothering you? What needs attention? Is it a have to? Is it a need to? Is it a want to? I mean, if you're not taking care of all those three places, you're going to find yourself sitting smack dab in the middle of overwhelm. So this training is about how do we find ways of getting out of overwhelm and really have a life we love. So let's talk about this. This is called turn less into more. Okay. When is less more? This is one dead simple rule that has the power to transform your life. And I don't say that lightly. I actually learned about this years ago from an Inc. magazine, which is a business professionals magazine. Okay. And the author said, that she'd been practicing it for a while. She goes, you want to make your life more serene, flow more easily? Do you want to learn how to get more stuff done? You want to fight overwhelm and stress? What can you actually do? It's really funny. It's called the 1 minute rule. Any task that can be finished in 1 minute must be done right now, no excuses. And yes, everything from filing that piece of paper to opening the mail to sending a short follow-up email, and I do mean short, a few sentences or something like that. Anything that you can accomplish in 1 minute, maybe a little more. I allow myself up to 5 minutes. The thing is that you have to do it right now. If it looks like you can do it in 1 minute, you must do it right now. It's an agreement that you make with yourself. What happens is that all sorts of little things start getting done. You feel empowered. You feel accomplished. Little things start getting done and getting out of your face. And they actually, it'd be like there are a whole bunch of little frogs sitting on the floor and you're trying to step around them. That doesn't work after a while. Pretty soon the floor is just an absolute mess of all these little things that you could take care of in 1 minute. The idea cannot be simpler, but consistency is the key. It does take work until you get it practiced. I do from 5 to maybe 10 1 minutes a day. If I see it takes 1 minute, I do it. And I noticed that pretty soon, little strongholds of clutter or undone things, they were getting done. I could see that they were getting done. That made me feel better. And that ultimately freed up my time and freed up my sense of time and well-being. So I promise the results are worth it. Embrace the 1 minute rule, practice it until it's just second nature, like brushing your teeth. Okay. We really just want to make sure that you're able to do it every single day. And you can do it several times a day. Like I said, 5 to 6 times, 10 times a day. So now we're back to one of the things that I struggled with procrastination for years. For years, I didn't learn this technique until about 25 years ago. Okay, really struggled with procrastination, deferring things, not doing them. Okay, you're getting a lot done, but you're not making progress on important stuff. Yeah, that's another one. You're not making progress on important stuff. Well, did you identify what was important to you? That's a key. Maybe you have a hard time sticking to a productivity system or schedule. Your system or schedule may be too complex. Don't add too many of the tools or techniques that I've presented here today all at once. they can all be introduced at once. However, if you're having trouble sticking to a productivity system or a schedule, or you're having trouble deciding what to work on at any given time, okay, or you feel overwhelmed by your to-do list, well, then what are you going to do about that? The number one thing you can do every day that will change your life is eat the frog. This is something that is attributed to Mark Twain. Okay, he said if you have a frog to eat, you'd better do it first thing in the morning and getting it over with. So what do we know is a frog? A frog is something you're resisting doing. Okay, you're resisting it. Whatever your excuse, you know that it needs to get done. It may even be a have to. You don't want to do it for any number of reasons. You're resisting it. Okay, eat the frog. And one of the examples that I can think of that just came up and a client was dealing with it. They were dealing with an issue with the IRS and they did not want to deal with it. They did not want to do it. Okay. And I got them to make the phone call, and they did have to sit on the line for a while, and they had to wait, and they got through to an IRS agent, and the IRS agent was able to solve the problem for them within about 10 minutes. They ate the frog, and this particular problem that they had been having for way too long went away completely. And it was like a breath of fresh air for them. And all of a sudden, they could see things from a much clearer perspective, and things were better, and they felt better, and they went out to lunch or whatever. The thing is that if you find that you're really resisting something, that you're procrastinating, you have a frog. And for most business owners, it's going to be something that's financially relevant. Okay. It's almost always in that area, because whether it's calling a customer or invoicing or looking at your financials or getting your books caught up or any of those things, those are all financially relevant for the health of your business. And they are also typically quite relevant for your life. So really encourage you to embrace doing this practice and eat the frog and do it first. Get this over with, because you're going to be really surprised at how effective it is. One of the things I'd like you to know is don't chase solutions that don't work for you. I've given you some tips and some tools, okay? And the thing is that there's lots of people out there giving you advice, giving you tools and solutions and apps, and you can do this and you can do that, and you can pay for this. And the question about the vendor, I have a client that was absolutely sure she had to have this brand new financial planning app. She was absolutely sure that she needed it, and she signed up for it, and she paid for it, and she got it installed on her phone, and then she never used it. The solution didn't work for her. Okay, the tech part of it was too hard for her. She could have just leaned right into have to, need to, want to, and made looking at her bank state account every morning and seeing what she'd spent her money on. Okay, she could have done that instead, and that would have been a simple 1 minute, 2 minute rule for her. So don't chase solutions that don't work for you. Find what works for you. Solutions that don't work will only leave you feeling more frustrated and overwhelmed than ever. Okay. Try something. If it doesn't work, move on. You're not a bad person because it didn't work for you. Okay. You want to find solutions that actually support your personal, emotional, and financial health. Okay. Futures are created. We cause them. Anything falls into this category. Somebody once asked me about a simple question, and I said, well, oh, that's easy. Clarity, this. The action piece is that. The upgrade, nothing new here. You've got the skills. Structure, when will you do it? And the emotion, what are you feeling about it? And he goes, you do it even for little things. I said, oh, yeah, I do use it for even little things. And the have to, need to, want to. I had a fellow business owner said, well, I spent all this time and I created a 2,000 item to-do list. And I said, I'm really sorry to tell you, you just wasted your time, because as soon as you start on project 1 or 2, 3 and 4, and all the rest start changing. That's kind of the chaos theory. Stuff begins to change. So spend a little time each morning or the night before. I actually do it the night before. I actually know pretty much what my have tos are for the next morning, or when I'm getting up and brushing my hair. My have to, need to, want to list is already starting to form because I've been doing it so long. So you're going to start here with clarity, action, upgrade, structure, and emotion. You're going to deal with that for answering the questions. You're going to look at the 5 sectors to see where you might want to focus if you still have some kind of uncertainty in the clarity category. And you're going to begin to start having a really good sense of what your have tos, your need tos, and want tos are. Don't forget to always have at least one want to a day. Make time for what matters to you. Okay. Don't let others dictate how you spend your time. It's your time. It's your life. Don't let others dictate to you. Align your time with your values, not someone else's idea of of productivity. Okay. Align your time with your values, how you feel, what you wish to have, what your desires are. They all belong to you. And you want to align your time with that. Learn to say no without the guilt, whether it's to a vendor, whether it's to a client, okay? Whether it's a family member, a loved one, an employee. Learn to say no. You don't do what is aligned with your values and what matters to you. Embrace excellence instead of perfection. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just step up and do the very best that you can and just strive for excellence every single time. Don't worry about perfection. Find solutions and a rhythm that actually work for your life. Okay, I'm telling you some simple tools that you can apply, but it's really about what works for you, not what works for me. Okay, I've had very, very powerful results with these things, and this, which is why I'm sharing them. So, in wrapping up here, so traditional business education ignores a simple truth. Systems, structures, and skills alone are not enough to get us across the finish line to financial success. In fact, they account for only 50% of the success equation. It's our belief systems that run everything. Business owners must also learn how to embrace the positive, empowering beliefs that support making and having money. So thus I give to you the 11th law, profitability, okay? The possibilities for achieving a life of joy, purpose, and financial success are limitless. Okay. Time is finite, money is not. And part of achieving a life of joy and purpose and financial success is managing your time. So there's a little gift for you if you want it. It's my Entrepreneur's Path to Financial Freedom. It's been very popular. It's free. That little code there on the slide, and I will drop it into the chat box for you if you'd like. And then I believe that we are ready for Q&A, and I think I also have another little something here for you. I do. So this is a little worksheet, and it'll send you a copy of the slide deck, and you can print this out or you can just use it. So, what is the issue? What are you going to do about it? Do you need more skills? When will you do it? And what is your emotional self-talk? Okay, so that'll come in your slide deck, and I will get that over to Veronica, and she can get it to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Lorna, for another wonderful presentation, very practical information. I find it refreshing. I think when it comes to time management, it's always good to listen to new practices and then just reassess the way that we are managing our time. So with that, I personally thank you. We do have a couple questions. One is related to profitability. See, profitability. So what do you do if you are not making profit and are feeling discouraged and attempted to quit?
Oh, what a lovely question. Okay. In the first few years of most businesses, they struggle with profitability. I do have a client. She's wonderful. She's way beyond the first 3 years, and she's still struggling with profitability. And the reason is that she just opened another store. And so she's now has 3 stores. And so that really hurts her financial flow. So when you're struggling with it and profitability is the question, then what I would have you do is I would have you do, what's part of the, it's part of my financial training stuff. So it's assess, design, implement. So you can create a lot of results in 90 days. Not give yourself 90 days and say, look, I'm going to do the have-tos. I'm going to do the things that I'm finding really hard or that I'm avoiding doing. I am going to assess my business. So you need to look at your financial reports. You need to see where your money is coming in. You need to see where your money is going. You have, yeah, I'm getting the code right now, Vivian. Thank you. You have to know what's really going on with your numbers. And if this is not something that you really know how to do very well, then get help. I mean, PACE is here to help you with those kinds of things, but you have to analyze your income. You have to find out where your money is going. And it's not just the money. So profitability is the net income part. The thing is that you may have other money going out of your business that you're not paying attention to. So for example, if you have a lot of loans and you have loan expenses that you're paying, those won't show up on your profit and loss report. You need a good deep dive financially. The thing is that you're feeling discouraged because, it's not about working harder. It's about doing, working on what actually needs help, fixing what needs to change. And so if you're not profitable and you're saying it has to do with the money, then you start with that financial look into that assess. And then you design a plan that would move you forward. And then you measure for those results. You implement it, and then you start paying attention to, am I getting the results? So somebody says, oh, well, I don't have enough customers. What have you done with marketing? Let's try a little marketing. What are we going to do with that? Did that attract my audience? If it's not attracting your audience in about 6 weeks, if you're doing online kind advertising, you may not be doing it right. Maybe you need to hire somebody to help you, okay? And that frequently takes money. So I understand the challenge there. Really, really encourage you to do that financial assessment, sit down with someone that can help you look at it more carefully, and then clarity, what's going on, action, focus, action. Okay, take care of it. Okay, hope that helps and gives you some encouragement. None of us were born knowing this stuff. It is all learned. We need to know what is actually causing your problems with your business, and you're going to see them if you look at your financials. You will see them. They will show up.
Thank you, Lorna. And just to mention what Lorna also mentioned is that PACE team is here to support the growth of your business. So feel free to reach out. You're also going to get an email from me with the slides and the recordings. You can feel free to reply to me if that's more convenient. Next question. This is an interesting question because this question is kind of about distractions. So what do you do? Okay. What do you do if you feel you are becoming addicted to online games? I can imagine they're probably working, and then because they're working and they're online, they just play a game or something.
Uninstall them. And don't reinstall them. I would find myself up in the morning, 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, playing Tetris. I had to take it off of the TV. I got really good at it, and I just loved it. But I just think, oh, well, just a few minutes. I'll just play for a few minutes. And pretty soon a few hours have gone by. So if you find that gaming is an issue for you, get it off of your TV. Don't even start. Games are addictive. They feed endorphins. They actually shove chemical, feel good stuff into your bloodstream. Okay. And they're engaging to your brain, and they're challenging, and they're stimulating. And trust me, get them off of your computer, off your tablet, off your phone, and don't reinstall them. And you'll be surprised that in a few days, that need to do that is will dissipate tremendously. And you could use them as a reward, but you would have to you'd have to do a big have to or something before you could spend 10 minutes on it, and then you could set the timer for it. They can be managed a different way. If But for me, kind of sugar is kind of an addiction for me, and so I don't keep it in the house. I don't buy it. If I bring cookies home, I'm eating cookies. I guarantee it. Guarantee I'm eating cookies.
So just remove the distraction.
Remove the
Uh,
distraction.
I
Remove the
think
distraction.
I think sometimes with online and entertainment and things like that, sometimes you feel that you can't be bored. So I would encourage you to just be bored. Just be there and just be bored for a minute. Just give yourself some, time to just be in silence, because I think sometimes we're just trying to fill in the space or the gap. Maybe you want to take a break and you fill it
Yeah,
with the online gaming.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, absolutely. But I think also online gaming is a practice of avoidance.
Mm.
I really think that's something you like to do, and you know how to do it, and it feels good, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's avoidance. It's a form of procrastination of doing the things that are necessary, and it should be in its proper place. If it's a want to for you, then you can have that. If you want to spend that hour gaming, then it has to be at the end of the day. It cannot be at the beginning of the day. If you will treat your have to, need tos, and want tos and keep them in perspective, that's fine. However, if you were to say, oh, I'll just game during my lunchtime, and then you don't eat, that doesn't serve you. That is because you will not be able to get through your afternoon. So think a reminder that gaming is a form of avoidance. Okay,
Uh,
that you're avoiding something. So I ask you, what are you avoiding?
okay. So thank you, Lorna, very much for this great presentation. And I just want to remind everybody the next workshop, please join us on Tuesday, May 12th, so a month from now. The 90-day micro strategy. When you use winning formulas, you can produce transformational results in 90 days or less. So join us back then. And then also thank you, everyone. You've been a great audience. And on behalf of Pace Business Center, I just want to thank everyone for participating. And of course, you're going to receive a copy of today's recording, the webinar slides, and we just encourage you to fill out the survey at the end of today's training. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and you have a great rest of your day.
Okay. My real pleasure, folks. Have a great one. Okay, bye-bye.